How do you ask for facts? Story 1. The traditional way. I contact my attorney, who in turn contacts my wife's attorney, and things progress at a respectable pace from there. My wife and I have always enjoyed a certain level of formality in our marriage. The Hank Hill strategy. I'm approaching you with romantic intent. Read this in Hank's voice right from the first word. I usually just take the plea deal of a handy, and the promise of a nice breakfast within 72 hours. Dwight. That'll be $200 shroot bucks to consummate with me. I will also take exactly 47 beats, but no more or no less. Why? That's classified. Story 2. My wife has a good one. That works like a charm. She comes into my office or living room. She just sent the kid to the neighbor for an hour or something. She kisses me once, but a long kiss. And then she says, "Bedroom, now. Move, mister." One day, I felt good coming out of the shower, and I kissed her, and said, "Bedroom, now. Come on, woman." I have never seen her laugh so hard in my life. She was on the floor crying. I feel used. This is so cute. I LOL'd as well. I tried the same and my wife just laughed. She can't take me seriously, and she needs to be in the mood first. So I've adjusted strategy to just asking. Next time, don't say anything. Just pick her up and carry her to the bedroom. Might work better for you. My girlfriend loves when I do that. If she isn't in the mood already, she is by the time we get to the bedroom. Look at you, strong enough to carry your wife and stuff. Story 3. My wife and I have a small pair of trinkets, wooden ducks, that sit out in our living room. They are not really notable in the room, but when the ducks are facing away from each other, it means neither of us are really in the mood. If one duck is facing inward, that partner is open. And if both ducks are pointing inward, which causes them to nestle their little beaks together, it means we both are up for it. And either one of us is free to initiate once the time is right. It may seem strange that we have such a convoluted system, but with work and kids and stress, it is useful to just be able to communicate without having to spell it out. So, to answer the question, I turn my duck inward. I place my duck in attack mode and end my turn. I summon Goose of Greed to draw 3 additional whittled birds from my deck. I deploy Lemonade Stand and gather my grapes. Story 4. Yesterday I got out of the shower and was going to say to my wife, either, "Man, I want some juicy," or, "Man, I need to get my stick sucked." But what came out was, "Man, I need some stick." Are you ducking sorry? So old, so classic. I once wiggled my hips suggestively as I was in bed and my wife was standing next to the bed and used the line, "Would you like to ride the cheese train to Pound Town?" She was almost howling with laughter, and then said, "No chance," after a line like that. I think I would have laughed so hard that I'd start crying. A long while back, after a pretty nice date, I had stashed some petals and candles at her place. We had already hooked up quite a few times, steamy and binky alike, so I figured it was a pretty sure thing. She went to the bathroom. I covered her bed with the petals, placed the candles all around, and got baked, covering myself with a bouquet of flowers. Very strategic. When she came in, I think she enjoyed the scene. Before I said, "Don't worry, I'll clean all this up later. But first, would you like to make a bigger mess?" Story 5. When you've been married a while, it's a process. 1. Be extra cheerful in the morning. 2. Pick up as many chores as possible during the day. 3. Send a flirty text message around lunchtime. 4. Bring home flowers. 5. Compliment her appearance in some way. 6. Do some back rubs after dinner. 7. Kiss on the cheek and say, "Why don't we go upstairs?" 8. Accept the rejection like it's no big deal. 9. Wait for her to fall asleep watching reality TV. Then burk off alone. Man, you all ducking scare me. The other side of this coin is where you both really want each other all the time, and a quick glance leads to a foot race to the bedroom. I thought marriage was what homeboy above described. With the right person, it's unreal. With a lot of people, it's probably in the middle somewhere. Not everyone has the youth or energy for constant facts, but you also hear more about the dead bedrooms, because they have a reason to complain. It's not always just about them, just being the right person. I love my wife, and I couldn't stand to think of being with anyone else, or if she wasn't in my life. But she also just doesn't care about facts, and has very little desire to please me. Not in a misogynistic way. I enjoy pleasing her. Sometimes she surprises me, and is super corny, and needs a sticking. But usually it's along the lines of, well, it's been X amount of days, so I feel like I need to sleep with you. This is the only thing wrong in our marriage. I'm not going to divorce her because she isn't as corny as I am. She's a great wife otherwise. Dude, I'm in the same boat. I'm having a hard time lately, because it eats at me. I want to feel physically desired, and I don't get that feeling from her. She's great in every other way. No issues with our relationship. But the lack of physical affection organically coming from her is starting to affect me. I'm losing steam, trying to be the one to always initiate. Facts, cuddles, hugs, any of it. And when I do, cause I want it. I occasionally cannot rise to the occasion, because I feel she isn't really interested. I do my fair share, go above and beyond, meet her emotional needs, and do a good chunk of the chores. We communicate well, and have talked about it, so she knows where I stand on this. Yet, I'm the one made to feel guilty for trying to get action, or see her baked. I don't know what else to do. I just don't really understand. And it's hard when she's gorgeous and so close, yet so far. Story 6. I usually start caressing my wife a certain way. She knows what that means. She usually just asks, "Want a duck?" I'd like 1 fax, please. 1 fax, please. I want the bits on the side and hold the base. Would you like to supersize that? Does it come with a toy? I'd like to file a complaint. Want a duck to your significant other is the only way to ask for facts. El Mao. It's all my wife has to say to get going. My side of it is much more difficult. I, BBY, want some duck. Story 7. Submit a request through the HR portal with at least 2 weeks of advance notice. Request denied. Appeal has been sent in. Please allow 5 to 7 months for processing. 7 months later, any update, ma'am? Para Espanol, au prime das. Hello, your call is important to us. Our representatives are currently servicing other customers. Please wait for the next available representative. If you would like to leave your number for a call back, please press 1. Otherwise, stay on the line. Story 8. My wife writes romance novels, so I just have to breathe. I think you mean you have to exhale slowly, while bringing his gaze up my legs and lingering over my chest. Naturally, I wanted to jump him like a South American jaguar. Yeah, that's what I said. He snorted. Wait, he can read my thoughts. He languished, like a long-limbed jaguar, wild and untamed, except in the moment caught between our breath. So, anyways, he said to me, "Have you heard about crypto and the all-meat diet?" Slightly deterred, like a puff of air or a gnat blown in my face, I snort and brush my hand over my widened nostrils, where the gnat was trying to fly up. I take a moment. I breathe, breathily. I have, and it is fantastic.